It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Liane and Melissa. It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Liane and Melissa.
Welcome to the Rise and Hive podcast
With me, legendary Liane,
and me, magnificent Melissa.
where connection, laughter, gratitude, and a few golden nuggets are always on the menu.
Well, do you know what, Liane? For our listeners, it will feel like there's been no gap of us being together because we pre-recorded before before you were going on your holidays. But it feels like ages since we've been together.
I know, I've blooming missed you.
I've missed you.
It feels like it's been a lifetime, hasn't it? And I don't know how long it's been. I can't even.
2 weeks tomorrow.
Is it 2 weeks tomorrow? Wowzers, wowzers.
Yeah, since we recorded on the Tuesday when we were going to Kylie's Lottie in Seaham. That's what we were doing.
Yeah, so much has happened since then. So, well, first of all, breaking news just in. We have had our first troll.
Yeah.
Da, da, da. We're obviously doing something right.
We felt we were taking it as a win. We were like, we've made it.
We made it. We've got our first troll.
Someone's felt the need to come in and be a pig, basically.
Yeah, so we put a post on the socials about the goal not being as well. We're 46 actually, so I don't know why, but I just used a template that I found on Edits, but it was about at 45. The goal isn't to look 25, but it's for 25-year-olds to look forward and be excited about being 45. So we're not trying to be 25, but but that set the cat amongst the pigeon with the men. The men's didn't like that.
Yeah.
There's something around. There's something.
Why did we trigger the men?
Yeah, so I'm all man 69. Came in with a gif from Dumb and Dumber saying, "You are one sad loser," and I was like, excuse me, I'm all man at 69 with your private profile and your 2 followers. What is it about that you didn't like I'm all man 69, but you didn't like something? Now, for us, fortunately, we are too confident for this bullshit.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
We are too confident for your bullshit. Do not bring your insecurity and your projecting hate and negativity into our community.
No, we're not here for it. And our hive, we're not here for it. I mean, the other thing is we've got each other. So I mean, it was quite amusing because we'd had the most fabulous day. And as I'm driving home, I'm like, oh, Liane sent us a voice note. She sent us a little podcast. I was like, oh, we were buzzing. Were buzzing, weren't we? And so you'd come in to tell me you'd seen it.
I was like, we've had our first troll, Melissa. We have had our first troll. Now, what I did, the strategy, I don't know if we'll keep up the strategy because we did have a second troll. It wasn't so much of a troll, but somebody tried to disagree with me about the fact that 25-year-olds will figure it out. They'll figure it out like you had to. And I was like, okay, I can't remember this one's name. But I just thought, why does this trigger you? Why does 2 confident ladies in their 40s just being big and bold and brave and confident, why does this trigger you? You've got to look deep in yourself. But my suggested approach is block and mock. Block and mock. So we blocked them and then we mocked them on social media.
We were on the stories and the people who saw the stories came in and were loving it. They were like, because to me, I am all man. I think the fact that you have to call your name that probably says more about the fact that are you really all man? And why did you feel that we were just dancing? It was just a dancing video with a little bit of a
deep, babe.
Yeah, with a message on the top, and he felt. And we did also mock the fact that he was calling us one sad loser. And there's 2 of us.
I know, we're 2 sad losers, you bloody idiot.
Exactly. And we're here for it. We're here for it. So yes, we did mock and block. Mock and block is going to be the strategy.
New motto for the trolls.
Yeah.
So if you want to come in and troll us, feel free, but you'll be getting blocked and mocked. That is the crack.
Yeah, so you're not welcome here. We're blocking, we're mocking. You are not welcome in our hive. No, thank you. All man 69.
Or anybody who's got. We are creating a community. We are creating a hive that is with like-minded people, and our vibe will very much attract our tribe. And if our vibe is not your tribe, that's okay. Go and find your own tribe. That is okay. We are not everyone's cup of tea, and we don't want to be. But you're not welcome. You are not welcome in our
No.
community, our hive, if you are bringing the negative vibes.
And the thing is, if you haven't listened to the last episode that was out, we talked about that day being our luckiest day. And we had a fabulous day that day.
We really did.
We had, and we had been around people who were definitely of our vibe. They were definitely people who we would want to be our people.
Yep.
So we weren't letting I Am All Man 69 blow out our candle, were we, Liane?
We were not.
No, we weren't.
We were not.
Because we had been to Kylie Dixon's.
She gets a shout out
She
every
does,
week.
she
She's like,
does.
I've got another shout out, Kylie. You've been mentioned again. But we had been to Kylie's Lottie and we had a blooming fabulous time, didn't we?
We did.
Crafting, community, connection, like-minded women doing fabulous things, and we really enjoyed ourselves. So the fabulous Dawn was running the session. And now I'm not particularly crafty. I have to, and I did make
I don't know what you mean, because, you know, for anyone who saw on our socials, you knocked out
I did.
a beauty.
I did.
Rising Hive brand colours.
I did. So it said, bring some things, go foraging. And I didn't really have time to go foraging. But then Dawn had said, you know, we can make things out of twigs. You can bring some fabric. You can use wool. Like Dawn had like buttons. She had all the supplies. She had everything.
Yeah.
She had everything that you could want. And then I just went rummaging in me wardrobe, and I pulled out an old pink dress and a old yellow dress, and I was like, Melissa, I've got 2 dresses that no longer fit me in brand colours. We can do something with that. And when I brandished them, I could see Dawn looking at me going, what the hell are you going to do with that?
And what I loved the most, though, was your confidence. Because you were like, Dawn, if you need any help in the future, you know, and you had it on your shoulder. When we came in the house, Liam was like, what is that?
What is that? So I had some twigs, and I tied the twigs together with, so I cut the dresses up, and then I wrapped the fabric around and tied bits. It was a monstrosity, to be fair. It was an absolute monstrosity. And Kylie, who was extremely creative, just kept looking at me. She was like, what is that? I was like, I can't even begin to say, but I did do a very good job of my star.
You did.
I did make a lovely job of my star. But for me, it wasn't about the crafting. It was around the connection with other people.
Yeah.
And from walking through that door, you could just tell by the vibes of the people. People were friendly, and when we walked in, we had podcast listeners.
We did, and that was we've had. It is happening more where we're going places, and people will then come and say they listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're still getting used to that, aren't we?
I know, it's a
Liane?
bit surreal, isn't it?
We are.
We're like, oh, you've listened to our
I
podcast. So, when we walked through the door, was it Vanessa who'd listened on the way? Somebody, I can't remember.
With Dawn, I think, had been listening.
No, it was Dawn who listened in
Dawn
the car
had
on the
been
way.
listening in the car.
But somebody had listened on the way to the the session.
And they said, we recognise your voice. We don't know who's who.
Yes, yes.
So Leanne's the blonde one and Melissa's the dark one.
Yes,
so, yeah.
maybe we need
and
it.
taller and shorter.
Yes,
Yeah.
tall, blonde Liane, short, brown Melissa.
Yeah.
We maybe need a snappier descriptor.
We hadn't thought that one through.
Yes.
That was just, it came in the flow of the conversation. So we hadn't thought that through. But yes, like, we recognise your voices. Oh my gosh, absolutely buzzing. So that was beautiful. Beautiful connection and actually community, because what Kylie has created in that lottie. Oh,
Yeah,
fabulous.
it is magical,
It
isn't it?
is magical. It really, really is. So it was ticking all of the boxes. You were showing up courageous with your work of art.
With my work of art, it was
You know, courage. We're all about the courage. And then we had the community and allotment, and we had connection. It was just absolutely beautiful. And that got us talking as well, didn't it, around about the fact that the vibe that we're hearing from people is that we are exactly, they feel like they listen to
feel
two
like
friends.
they know us.
Yeah,
People
they feel like they
they
know us, and the fact that it's just like listening to two friends, which is what we wanted to achieve.
Yeah.
We didn't ever actually have that goal in mind, but I think that's become more for me, especially of thinking, yeah, just that sitting us, just having a chat, and people feel like they're in the room with us.
Definitely. And I think there's something for me about how we show up. And we talked last week about our invisible reputation. And I guess it's that thing of like what people say about you in the rooms that you're not in. And it's really important to me that we're authentic. We're authentic in terms of how we show up on social media, how we show up on the podcast, and how we show up in real life. And that the version that you get of us, whether it be the podcast, whether it be on social media, whether it be in person, or whether it be via voice notes, if you reach out to us on socials, like, or you contact us through join us at theriseandhive.com, our email address, whether you comment on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or whether you reach out in a DM, whether it be a voice note, you get the same version of us.
Yes.
And it's really important to me that we are authentic, we're true to ourselves. And whatever that looks like is authentic, whether it be the highs or the lows. But we show up consistently and we're in congruence with who we really are in those spaces, and that's very important to me. And I feel like we do that, and people have given us that feedback of that. They feel like they already know us.
Yeah, and actually, so on that morning we'd recorded the podcast about the invisible reputation. We talked around about the fact about what people say about you in the rooms when you're not there, and only a matter of hours later we had a prime example, didn't we?
Yes.
Of how that can happen. That, you know, an example. But basically, as we were sitting, there was a lady, and I'm very good with faces. I have got quite a good memory, and I will remember things, and I'm very good with faces. And there was a lady, beautiful lady, Vanessa. Everybody was beautiful, all the ladies that were there. But I was like looking at Vanessa, and I kept thinking, I recognise you from somewhere. So I asked her where she worked. I was sort of like chatting to her, and then it came to me where I knew her from. And last year we had an interaction, which there's no way that you would ever remember that. There was never any intent there, but we had an interaction of, she makes jewelry and she has a stall in Seaham. And I went, do you have a stall? And I said about this interaction that we'd had, that was something really important happened on that she would then remember. And I was like, that was me. And I actually felt really proud on that. I'm going to own that, because I showed up authentically on the day we'd had that interaction. So actually, that was just proof that she would go away and go, oh, yes, that was that person.
Yeah.
That was, who'd done that.
And and showing up as the best version of yourself in whatever scenario, because you never know who you might meet. And the 6 degrees of separation, the world is very small.
Yes.
And
it is.
And you could have showed up not the best version of yourself at that point, and then Vanessa might have met you at Kylie's Lottie and been like, oh, and you go, oh, I do remember you, and you'd be like, oh, that's not who she presents on the podcast. But fortunately, you are the person that you present. In all aspects, whatever the situation.
And it is, you're right. And I've always said this to Marie, the world is a small place, you think, but you can come across somebody, and you'd spoken about that, somebody from 2 years earlier had remembered something about you. And we went in the room, and I was like, oh, I remember you. So it is that authenticity and us showing up as our authentic self. Now, also, since we've recorded the last podcast, I have also been to the most magnificent event.
Were buzzing.
And you know what it is? So I went to Manifest, which was organised by Matt Tweedy of Canny Crystals. So I went to Manifest last year. It was a 1-day event last year, and this year he did it over a weekend, 2 days. And I made the very, very grateful for Melissa of the past that decided I'm going to stay over in Newcastle. I'm going to make the whole weekend of it. I won't be rushing around. Oh, very grateful for that. What a weekend. What a weekend. I think actually it was interesting, because last week it was like a Manifest hangover, and a few people were referring to it of that, because there was so much taking, the speakers, the workshops that I attended. There's so many things, and actually there was quite a few people who I interacted with on that day, and I was like, would you like to be on our podcast? So when we have our next strategy day, I'd like us to think around about how we want to get guests on, and we're thinking around how that might work. So that's all happening in the background at the moment.
Yeah,
but
we've had so many people ask us about being guests on the podcast, so we are sorting out a plan for that.
Yes, and a process of how that looks, because I had some interactions with some fabulous, fabulous women on them days who were doing things. So beautiful, beautiful interactions. But also on that day, I had people coming over to me who listened to the podcast.
How wild is that? Little old you?
No, I literally cannot tell you. It was surreal. And I was also with my friend Chloe, who I've mentioned before. on the podcast. And I think it was strange because we'd both gone for the fact of being very present in the day and going for our own self-development growth. But I then was buzzing because I was then seeing this is a bit of a networking opportunity because to be in a room with 400 plus, there was over 400 people in that room over the 2 days, like-minded people, energy, and we're talking about that
vibe, attracting your
that
tribe.
vibe. Oh my gosh! But yes, a big shout out to Charlotte as I'm standing in the ladies' toilet, and it was like, is it Mel? Is it Mel? Now I don't get Mel because my sister's Melanie. I don't know if I've explained that before, but I've always getting Melissa or Millie.
Yes.
Melissa or Millie, but yes, because my sister's Melanie, and I was like, it's Melissa, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it was like a little bit surreal, and then. On the lunchtime, I actually sent you a little video, didn't I? Because Becky came over to me and she was like, I've been waiting to talk to you all day. I absolutely love your podcast. And I was like, so big shout out. And then did interactions during the day where people were then asking for the name of the podcast. On the Sunday, I actually I was walking through the bar area and I could see that somebody was sitting with their phone and they had the screen. It was Rise and Hive podcast on the screen. But I was feeling a little bit overwhelmed. The energy was so much and you were taking so much in. And afterwards I thought I should have gone to set them, oh, by the way, that's my podcast.
Yeah.
Because I'm in our big, bold, brave era as we do know.
We are.
We do. I think there will be more ripples of this will come in because there was so many things and amazing talks and
definitely. And I could see on the socials how many people were like sliding in our DMs and messaging saying lovely to meet you. We had like an increase in followers. It was really good. Just you could just see that ripple effect of you being present in the room, the connections that you made, the people that you met, the fact that you spoke. You spoke during some of the speakers.
I did.
You were big, bold, and brave as well.
I was big, bold, and brave twice. When Francesca Amber of Law of Attraction changed my life, who was one of the first people who actually really brought the law of attraction into my world, and because she explains it so simply, and she is amazing. She's actually the person as well. I'm like, we can do this. We can do this. And she spoke last year and she spoke again on the Saturday. She had her daughter there. Her mum was there. So I met her daughter and her mum. And when you're saying there, people feel like they know us. That's how when you listen to somebody all the time. So I feel like I know all about Francesca Amber's life and her daughter and her mum because she talks about them all the time. So it was just amazing, fabulous. But at the end, there was an opportunity for speaking, and there I am with my hand up. Chloe sat next to us thinking, I don't know what she's going to say here. But I'm like, so, it's maybe just going to be the norm now when I'm around people. Like, would you like to be on our podcast? So I asked her to be on the podcast.
And what did she say?
And she said yes. She was like, yeah, I'll be on the podcast. So we are in the process of arranging that. That is going to happen. Because I think that would be a very amazing collaboration for us. Exciting for me. Very, very exciting. And then there was two other ladies, the ladies from The Time Is Now. They were both speaking as well, and they're from South Shields, and I put my hand up as well and spoke around about our aspirations and putting our big goal out in front of 40 people. All of this is recorded, so at some point when I get that video recording through, I'm going to let you have a little listen.
I can't wait. I cannot wait to see. I am here for it.
It was live, so it will be recorded. I was like, oh, that's going to be on.
Well,
little clips.
It sounded fabulous, and I loved your energy. So receiving my daily podcasts, and throughout the day you were dropping in with like messages and videos, and it was just fabulous. And your energy on the Sunday was just amazing, electric. You were so excited, and it was just wonderful. And again, it's that ripple of and the interactions you'll have had with other people. You'll have had that ripple of spreading that positivity and that joy into other people, and you just never know how far those ripples will take you, because they create waves, and you might not even realise.
And I spoke to lots of people, so anybody who does listen and I haven't shouted your name out, it's not because I've had lots of messages with people, but and when I was going back to my car on the Sunday, so if this was you and you are now still listening, come in and let us know. But there was a lady in the car park shouted to me and went, are you the lady who's got the podcast? And I was like, yes. She went, what's it called? I'm going to listen to it on my journey home. And I was like, thank you. I was like, it was surreal, but I loved it.
Oh, amazing. It's amazing. How amazing.
So if that was you and you are listening, please do comment on Spotify or come in into Instagram or email us. Let us know what you think, because we absolutely here for it. Now, you weren't available to come to Manifest.
I was not.
Because
I was in Palma Nova.
you were on your jollies.
Yes, so it's been a busy week all round. So I've just got back. I got back yesterday from a week in sunny Mallorca, and we had a fabulous time. So I wasn't available to go, but I did have a lovely time. Hot weather, relaxing. We hired some e-bikes. Is that what they're called? E-bikes?
That's what you were calling them in
I
our daily podcast,
was going to say. Is that what I just made up a word? We hired that, and we cycled from Palma Nova over to Peguera and down to I'm going to say Santa Ponce. Have I made that up as well? Am I making it?
No. I think you did go to Santa Ponce.
Yes, and then we went all the way down the bottom of the island. I'll not butcher the names of the other places we went to.
Just let our listeners know what I loved was that when you sent me a little poddy or a little podcast to me, and you were on the bike. So I got that, and you had the sat nav on. So as you were talking, I was getting the directions as well. I was here for it. Yeah. Loved it. Loved it.
Shout out to, I don't know if it was Google Maps or Apple Maps I was using, but the maps that I was using, you can put it onto a site and it takes you on the cycle lanes. So that was fabulous. So we cycled our way around Mallorca. But yes, I turned the sound down, and then I was sending you a video and it was a beautiful angle because I had my phone clipped onto the front of the e-bike, and I was hunched over it as I was sweating on. And I'm like, "Hey, Melissa, it's me." I'm like, "Liam, can you get in?" I imagine
it went at the next roundabout. Turn right.
I know, and I just thought,
I was here for it. It was authentic.
Yeah. It was always authentic.
Here for it. Yeah, loved it.
But we are going to be a couple who hires bikes on holiday now.
Yeah.
We very much enjoyed the bikes. That was Liam's idea. Shout out to Liam, who was like, "Do you fancy getting a bike?" First of all, he wanted to hire a boat. I was like, "Should we not just go on a boat trip?" And he was like, "No, I want to hire my own boat." And I felt that was, they were a small boat, and I did think, how's this going to work, Liam? Talk me through the boat, because I feel the type of boat that would be allowed to hire, having no boating experience.
I don't need Mark and Sarah there with their licenses.
Exactly, Mark and Sarah, will you come with us and shepherd us around on your boat? But I was like, it's pretty much going to be a dinghy, and I thought, what do we do on this boat? Where do we put the boat if we want to get off the boat? I don't imagine it'll have a fridge. Liam likes.
Well, you did talk about this you were having a conversation about it on a daily podcast, and I think he was going to take you some crisps and things.
He was going to have a pack lunch. He said, "Where are you going to put your Kit Kats?
Yeah.
Where are you going to put your Kit Kats? Liam? Your Kit Kats are going to melt." So I think that was the clincher. The fact that his bottles of Coke and his Coke would get warm and his Kit Kats would melt. And I think that was the thing that he thought, maybe
it's not going to work.
It's not going to work. This. So then he went, "How was about a bike?" And he clocked that there was an e-bike. So we went and got an e-bike. But very much enjoyed it. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And then we had a day trip to Palma. Now, last year we went to Mallorca as well, and we had a day trip to Palma, and it was a bit of a disaster because we hadn't planned. We just got there and we were very angsty. It was very unenjoyable. We just walked around not really knowing where we were going and what we were doing. But Liam has stepped up. He stepped up this year, and he was like, "I'm going to find us a piazza or a square to go to initially. We'll settle Liane down with a drink and a snack." I was in the style of a small child. He had his diary, he had the maps, he had locations. He'd searched for neurodivergent food places to eat. Pizza, we decided pizza would be a good shout. So we had a lovely day. We went to some art galleries. We saw the cathedral, went in some shops, had something to eat, had a little stop, people watch. We had a lovely time. We got the bus there and back. That was a little bit less enjoyable. It was very hot on the bus, very crowded on the bus, but it did make sense to get the bus as opposed to paying, I think it was like €50 each way in a taxi. And I was like, the bus is a couple of euros. We will suffer the bus, but we very much enjoyed that. So we had a fabulous time. Very, very pleasant. But it did make me reflect on a few things. And I've actually introduced, as a result of my holiday, 2 new scoring systems that I'd like to put forward as universal scoring systems for hotels and restaurants. So I suppose I'm moving us into a bit of the glory of the ordinary here, but let me...
It's been nearly 2 weeks. I've been missing the glory of the ordinary.
I'm replacing the bin crack this week with universal scoring systems for hotels and restaurants. So I'm going to start with, so we had a very lovely dinner on our final evening, but we did have a couple of disappointing meals. Now, there was various things. Now, Liam was scoring everything 7 out of 10. Everything. And I was like, but you didn't really enjoy that meal. I was like, but we did enjoy that place. And then I realised it was for different reasons. So we introduced a 4-tier scoring system for restaurants. So points are out of 20. Okay.
Or is 20 the most you can achieve, or you can?
Yes. Yes, I'm starting to question myself now, because I think I might have been a bit squiffy when I introduced the restaurant scoring system. But 5 points per category.
Right, that makes
5
sense.
points per category. It's out of 20. So we're starting off with number 1 is the table arrangement. Now, this may seem not that important, but we had a few variable factors that affected the enjoyability of our restaurant experience. So we went to a restaurant where the table was beautiful. It was like a lovely tiled table. It was very nicely set. However, it was gigantic. I felt like Liam was in like a different table. He was so far away. So yes, so he was quite far away. And I'm like, I can't hear you. What? So we're talking. There was a lot of that going on. So although it was beautiful, impractical. Then we went somewhere where it was on the beach. The seats sunk into the sand. Unenjoyable. No. I was like, so that made us quite low down. We had another one where really it was a very nice vibe of a restaurant, but they were in these sort of like a wooden kind of fold-out chair with a canvas back, and I was too low down. I felt like I needed a booster seat to be able to reach the table. So table arrangement, important. Yes. Very important. Now, on our final evening, I like a little side-by-side. I like where you're not sat opposite, you've got a side-by-side, enough sufficient space. You don't want a cramped table. So table arrangement, very important, number 1. Yeah. Number 2, the service. So how is the service? We are big service people. We like to tip with good service. But we went to this place, Seesaw Beach. It was the vibes, 10 out of 10 in terms of vibes, but the service appalling. We sat there for 30 minutes and they didn't even come and take our drinks orders. When they did take our drinks orders, we waited probably another 20 minutes. They brought my drink, didn't bring Liam's. Liam finally found a person to ask for the drink. They said they'll go and get it, and then they didn't bring it, and then he had to go to the bar, and they were a bit rude at the bar. By this point, Liam's like, so when I asked Liam how was his food, he was like, I couldn't even taste it because I was so furious. So I think
it just ruined the whole.
It does. Bad service completely ruins it. So good service, it makes it different. It just changes your experience. So you might have bad food but good service. You've got to bring it into the mix. So number 2 is service. Number 3 is the food, obviously, and I think that speaks for itself. What was the food like? Was it any good?
Yeah,
did
quality.
You like it? And you could bring into that within value for money as well. So bringing all of that into the food, and then finally, ambience. What's the vibes like? Is there a bit of music on? What's what else is going on in the place? We went to a place where there was a DJ on, there was live music. We're all about the ambience. So those are the 4 categories. So we've got table arrangement, we've got service, we've got food, and we've got ambience. You score them out of 5 and then you add them up. This is the way to
like it.
Yeah. So I'd like to
efficient. Yes.
I'd like to introduce it as the official scoring system of restaurants. If TripAdvisor could get in touch, I don't know what.
I was going to say, should we get that out there for a deal?
Yeah, it's TripAdvisor. And I've put it out there, actually. I don't know if I've made a fatal error here by putting it out before trademarking it.
Oh, gosh,
maybe before we release this episode, I'll have time to trademark it, because
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, you heard of it here first. I've introduced the universal scoring system, which then led me on to the universal scoring system of hotels, Melissa.
Oh, wow, we're going all in here.
So this is a 30-point category.
Right, okay.
So 6 categories, 5 points per category.
Yeah.
Okay. So number 1, we have cleanliness. How clean?
Obviously, yeah.
How clean
Always.
is it around the pool? How clean is your room? How clean are the public areas? Yeah. Cleanliness overall important. So the hotel that we've just come back from, it appeared clean at first view. The reception area very clean. The room was very clean when we got there, but it wasn't maintained. By the end, I was having to wipe down the counters with an old towel to try and clean it. Because I was like, I feel like
that's not the vibe.
Yeah, and then I saw them actually mopping around the pool with the mop, and the pool area was quite big. I was like, I don't feel this pool area is being properly cleaned. So they lost points for this for me. Cleanliness, big one. Number 2, location. Is it a prime location? Are you out by the beach? Now, we couldn't get in the hotel we wanted to stay in, so we stayed in a different hotel, and it was a good 10-minute walk to the beach. So what's your proximity to the fun times? So location, number 2. Number 3, what's your room like? Now, our room was lovely. However, poor storage. Poor storage. We did not have a drawer. We didn't have a drawer, Melissa.
Where are you meant to put your knickers?
Well, I had to put them in the front pouch of my suitcase.
Oh, so technically you hadn't fully unpacked.
Well, are you going to have me for the technicality? No, I didn't.
No, that's not your fault. We're not calling. No. That's not your fault.
No, what I did technically unpack because I took it out the main case, and then I got new suitcases. We got new suitcases for our holiday, and my one had 2 pouches at the front, top and a bottom. And I was like, I'm going to create a drawer with the front pouch of the suitcase. And that was where I put my knickers, and the top one was for my socks.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it because obviously I'll keep it for next question of the week, but I might have some suggestions. I've been gave some tips around packing.
Well, I can't wait to hear it.
She's
a little teaser there. So tune in on Wednesday for the question of the week to find out the top tips. That's if we remember this information. We may not remember it. So you've got room, so storage. Now, the other thing was there was no privacy whatsoever. So it was an open plan room, and there was just a glass screen separating the bed from the toilet and the shower.
Oh.
Now, me and Liam have been together for 150 years, so there's now he hasn't seen or I've seen. Not so much a problem for us. But imagine going there.
Imagine now if as
You've
a
got
single
yourself,
person,
yes.
I'm going on a date and we're like, well, we're going away for the first time away, and you're in a room that's just got glass all around it.
There was there was nowhere. There was no private area. There was not one bit that you could go, I'll just go behind this bit and get you. The toilet, the door was a glass door, like it was a frosted glass door, but you opened it up and then you're into the room. So if you're there on a first, like if you've just met somebody and that's like you've just been together for a few weeks, you're like, let's go on holiday. This would not be the one. Or it's a way to get intimate real quick. Or if you go with your friends as well, it's like,
depending on how close you are, would just be, it's not the vibe.
It's not the vibe.
Like me and, but actually I'm talking about if I was dating, what about me and Christopher?
Yes.
Like, I'll go away with Christopher. We'll have twin beds, but we share a room.
You'll have to be going on the balcony for you. I'll have my 5 minutes in the room. You go on the balcony. But no, so that's
just even that when you're on the toilet and the bathroom space and stuff, you don't want to think you've got glass all around you.
You don't. So it loses points for that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I bet it looked really good.
Aesthetically pleasing, but practicality, you lose points for that.
I mean, just when you're talking about the storage, the drawers, I stayed over when I've just said that, I stayed over in Newcastle. The room was lovely, really big, spacious, but there was no drawer space. There was only 6 coat hangers.
No good to man the beast.
There was like, enlighten. There's so many things actually. I think I need.
We might need to do a further episode on hotels.
I always think to myself,
it's designed by a man.
A man has designed this because he's got no plug near the mirror, the big mirror. The lighting's really poor. The other thing that as a woman that drives me insane is when the toilet roll holder is right behind where you've got to twist yourself around. Yes. It's behind the toilet seat.
We don't want that. We do not want that.
We could be getting in here if hotels, booking chains want to be saying, look, Liane and Melissa from the Rise and High podcast.
We'll show you how to go on.
Come and use this universal scoring system. Restaurants, hotels, we're here for it.
We are. I've got 3 more points to go though. This is a chunky segment. I do apologise. Hopefully, stay with me on this. Next one is breakfast. Now, I like myself a mimosa with my breakfast. I do like a mimosa. Lost points. The last hotel I was in as well did not have Prosecco. They had orange juice, but they didn't have the Prosecco at breakfast. Lost points. Well, they did have it on 2 days of the week. They lured me in and then they didn't have it anymore. It was very inconsistent. This one didn't have it full stop and the breakfast was diabolical. So we want a good breakfast. If breakfast is included, we want a decent feed. This was chaotic. I talk to you every day about my boiled egg situation.
All
I wanted was a boiled egg. And
you were the boiled egg ambassador.
I switched the bins for boiled eggs. So it was a very chaotic egg situation. So all of the eggs were in one place. So they had a person who made omelettes, and everyone was queuing for the omelettes, but they had one person making omelettes and fried eggs. If you wanted a boiled egg, they had like what I can only describe as a chip pan filled with boiling water and a little basket where you boiled your own egg. So you had to get a little egg out of the basket, put it into the little egg boiling basket, put it in the water, and
this is a 4-star hotel you're
I
staying
know.
in. Come and boil your own eggs, pet.
I get to set a timer on my watch. And then someone might come along and have a way with your egg.
Yeah, I mean, just in the boiling water and everything about it, when you were describing it to me, I was like, this is not the vibe.
I just wanted a boiled egg. So every day on my daily podcast to Melissa, I was just saying, I just want a boiled egg. On the final day, I braved it. I went it because I didn't know, did I have to boil my own egg? It was very unclear. I wasn't big and brave.
I love the fact that you kept talking to people and they were just foreign and they just kept looking at you like
I just kept going up to people, and so I saw.
Do you know what to do with the boiled eggs?
Nobody wanted to help me, and I thought, you know what? I was helping people. If people were struggling with something, someone was struggling with the coffee machine, and I was like, let me tell you how to go on here. And I just think I always try and approach people like in a friendly and supportive manner.
Yes,
and if somebody looks like they're struggling for a boiled egg, just help a girl out.
Help her out.
But there was chaos around the egg situation because everybody was queuing around. So I had to try and get back into my boiled egg. I had to cut into the queue to get it out of the egg boiler. Oh, it was chaos, Melissa. For that, you get nil point for the breakfast.
Yeah, I mean, just to go back about you saying about having a mimosas and things. Ed would not want to be in this hotel.
No, I know.
I think he was worried about where you were staying.
I think he thought I was in the 2-star.
I was giving him feedback. He was worried about where you were staying because welcome drink's very important to him.
No welcome drink.
No, and the mimosas.
This would be no good to Ed.
He would not want to stay there at all.
It would be no good to Ed. Ed, take heed of my warning. Do not stay in this hotel. Then we have poolside. So what's the poolside vibe like? Are people leaving the towels around the sun loungers? Can you get a sun lounger? What is the quality of the sun lounger? What are the tables like around it? A whole lot of there's many factors that come into poolside. Depends on what you like out of a poolside, but you know, you've got to take into account all of those factors for the poolside. And then the final one is customer service. In terms of, you know, what is the welcome like when you arrive? If you've got a query, do you get a warm welcome and reception for them? Do they have ridiculous rules in place? Like you can't ask about extended checkout until the day that you're meant to check out. And then when you go and ask them at 7:30 in the morning, they'll just laugh at you and go, no, the hotel's totally full. And I was like, would you not have known that information yesterday? So customer service, a big one. So let me recap. We've got cleanliness, we've got location, we've got room, we've got breakfast, we've got poolside, and we've got customer service. 6 categories, 5 points a category out of 30. That is the universal scoring system.
Love it.
For
out of curiosity, what did your hotel get?
Well, I scored low. I think it might have been 14. 14 out of 30. Yeah. It scored low on the cleanliness. The pool was grimy. Our room, it was serviced daily, but all we really got was clean towels and nothing was really cleaned. So it was grimy. The location, it was not ideal. It was a good 10-minute walk to the beach, although it was on a cliff top, so it got extra points for the view of the cliff top, but lost points for the location and the walk. The room, aesthetically nice, poor storage, lost points. Breakfast, diabolical, no mimosas, egg gate. You know what I mean?
And as well, you had some days that people were eating the breakfast and the seagulls.
Yes, there was although that maybe added some points because it created entertainment.
I loved that I was on one day. You were recording to me while somebody's bacon got pinched while she'd gone away and left at the table. And like, oh, what bacon's gone? How's she going to know it? But somebody did go and tell her.
Somebody did come in, and there was a community around joining forces around the seagulls. Everyone was like, do not eat your breakfast. The seagulls had half of it, just in case it wasn't obvious, but the seagulls were causing chaos.
Imagine if you just suddenly sat down there,
you'd be like, why is my breakfast being savaged?
Where's half of me food?
Yes, well, the seagull had it. So scored low on the breakfast. Poolside, some beds were uncomfortable, low points, and there wasn't enough sun loungers and customer service. They were very nice and friendly, but they had a ridiculous rule about extended checkout, so it didn't score great.
So basically, we're not going there again.
No.
That's what you say.
No.
Not going there again.
You know, we had a nice time, but wouldn't recommend. But So I'd like to just position that as the universal scoring system. I hope you'll adopt it. Hopefully TripAdvisor will get in touch. If you just email us at joinus@therisinhive.com.
I mean, there's quite a few, a few big names I think we could just put out there.
This is going to be the future.
I mean, quite a few people have said we should be having a brand deal with Marks and Spencer's.
The amount of people I've been in touch about the custard creams.
Custard creams, like we should have a brand deal.
I'd actually like to track their sales from when we started the
creams.
From when we started the podcast to now. I think there will be a rocket in sales.
So if anyone works at Marks and Spencer's or knows anybody, like just put it out there. We're here for it. We're here for it. So
and we'll happily just take some free custard creams, to be fair.
Oh gosh, yes. Oh well, apparently they've got some new ones out.
I've heard.
They've got some new ones out. Even if they wanted to ship them to us.
Ship them. If you could ship them to us.
Ship them to us. And we'll just have
like on a pallet.
We'll get Liam here. We'll get them all out on the thing.
Liam would be in his...
there's some white chocolate covered custard creams.
Oh, delightful. A few people have been...
me.
We've had a lot of people in the DMs this week telling us that they've tried them, and the feedback has been resoundingly positive.
Yeah. So Marks and Spencer's shout out here. Call to action. Come on, girls in there. Maybe we should just start sending them emails or something. We need to get in there, don't we?
We do.
Let's have a plan. Let's have
a call to action. But that was my glory of the audience. I've got no bin crackers. I've been away. But what about you? Have you got any glory of the ordinary?
I have actually. I think everyone would be pleased to know I got myself a new white bra.
Breaking news just in. That is quite... Let's pop it in the diary.
Pop it in Bragger's corner. I mean, brag about it. Do you know what it is, though? Because ages ago, on an episode, I mentioned I needed a new one, and I just still hadn't bought one.
No.
And every time I picked that white bra out, I was like, ugh.
So the grey white bra.
So I did get a new one, but I think I just have to share about what happened. So I bought the new bra, and I was really tired, right? And I never very often do this, but I'd decided I was going to just go and sit on the sofa in the living room. I put a film on, and I was going to eat my tea off my knee, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had a box of Thornton's chocolates to the side of me. I was living the dream.
You're living your best life.
Living my best life. And I was there, and I had a katsu curry. And as I was scoffing it like a pig, basically, I think that might be the crack what it is.
Lean and shovel is the official technique.
I was tired. I actually dropped some rice down my top onto my white bra.
Oh.
Yeah.
Great.
So I ended up with curry stain on my white bra now. Do you know
on a first wear? Oh, that's...
No, I'd worried a couple of times.
Oh, thank
God
for that.
But do you know these moments when you like think to yourself, ugh, I'll just leave and I'll sort it out. In that moment, I was like, do something that future Melissa is going to thank you for. Take the bra off and go in the kitchen and put some washing powder on it. So anyway, it gets it in the wash, and the next day I'd like that some. The stain was still there.
Devastating.
I'm like, I've just bought a brand new Marks and Spencer's white bra that's now got a little bit of katsu curry.
That's the universe telling you that white bras are not for...
Just keep your scabby one.
Keep your skanky grey white bra.
I'd put it in the bin. Anyway, I'm going to show some gratitude, because guess what you did? I only went and put it on the washing line. And the sun, Mother Nature worked her charm.
The glorious sun.
Yeah. And when I took it in later, I was like, no katsu curry stain on here. So thank you to the sun.
Well, let us have some gratitude for that. The sun doing magical things.
Yeah, but I thought everyone would want to know that I had a new white bra.
Everybody would want. That is the breaking news that you're all here for.
Since I mentioned I needed a new white bra, I think people have been waiting.
Did
she get a new bra?
Yeah. Well, I did get myself a new white bra, probably last year, but I don't like to wear it because I don't want it to get mucky.
You don't want to get curry stains on it?
No, but I just don't want any grime. So I think I've only worn it about 4 times because I'm like, I don't want it to get... It's still immaculately bright white, and that is because I've only worn it 4 times.
Yeah.
Because I don't want it to get grimy. It's a quandary. Like if people are keeping their white bras, already, I'm not very good at keeping any of my whites white, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
My whites are decidedly grey. I don't know what it is. I'm just not very good at keeping the whites white.
Sarah used to call it poison them. she'd be like, I've poisoned some clothes, because it'd always be a dark.
Oh,
Ended up with them. She's like, I've poisoned me clothes. So that's what she used
yeah.
to call it. Yeah.
Never in the history of the world have I done a white swash without finding a black sock in there. That probably is why I can't keep my whites white.
Yeah.
But if anybody has any top tips on keeping your whites white, do get in touch at the Rise and Hive podcast on Instagram, or you can email us, join us at theriseandhive.com, comment on Spotify, get in touch and tell us. We would love it to hear how we are keeping our whites white out there in the wild.
Thank you. So who are we popping into a Bragger's Corner this week, Liane?
Well, we had our first email from Jo Marriott. So first of all, she emailed in to, I do have a bit of bin crack, she emailed in to let us know that she's got a little device to attach her food waste bin to the back of her full bin. So that was where she first came in. And then she sent a follow-up email to put herself in Bragger's Corner.
Lovely.
So Jo, you are in Bragger's Corner, baby. Jo has just, well, she starts a new job at the end of the month. So Jo has worked in her current role for a number of years, and she loves a new job. She loves her job, sorry. But she has decided to be big and bold and brave, and she has taken a leap, and she is starting a new job. So she's like, do you know what? I'm going to put myself in Bragger's Corner. And Jo, you absolutely deserve to be in Bragger's Corner. So we are very proud of you. We know you're going to smash your new job. You're going to be incredible at it. And we want to hear all about it. So do let us know. Well, I'm sure you'll let us know anyway. But we are very proud of you for being big and bold and brave. So well done, Jo, that little act of courage. And who knows where that next step will take you, but we know it's going to be great. And it's going to bring
well done.
things.
Congratulations. And thank you for coming in and putting yourself in Bragger's Corner. I love that.
We are here for that,
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. What about you?
Well, I'm going to put somebody who I work with, Chris, I'm going to put his daughter in, Hannah, because she has been selected, not for the first time, the second time, to bowl. She bowls.
As in
temping bowling.
All right. In my head,
bowling.
I thought you meant the old
like indoor bowling, like outdoor, like
on the green.
On the green.
Yes.
No.
I was like, how does one get into that?
No, 10-pin bowling. Her and Chris do it together. But she's very, very good. Not the first time, but the second time she is going to play for England.
Wow. Yeah, how amazing.
So, how amazing. So I was like, when he mentioned it, I was like, oh, I'm going to slide Hannah into Bragger's Corner.
Big up,
so,
Hannah.
Yeah, she's 16. She's just finished her GCSE. So well done, Hannah, as well, on finishing your GCSEs and exciting the next steps for her. But yes, she will be playing for England over the summer. So
how incredible.
Well done, Hannah.
We can't wait to hear all about how you've gone.
Yes.
Well done, Hannah. And obviously, Christopher's finished his A-levels.
He has, yes.
So,
he was in, he has. He was in Bragger's Corner.
Oh, did I forget that?
Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Bloody hell.
He has, but I'm going to put him in again. I'm going to put him in again, and I'll tell you why. Because not only did he finish his A-levels, he also, when it was his sixth formers ball, he went there and they were doing awards did an award ceremony, and he won an award for, I don't know what the official word is because he hasn't physically got it yet because he didn't take it out with him afterwards. So he needs to go to school and collect it, but it was for his hard work in maths.
Oh.
So he really upped his game. He really he's I've mentioned it. He's worked so hard, but he won an award. So very proud of him. So he was
there you
on.
Go, Christopher, back in Bragger's Corner.
Yeah, there was some photos on of the school's social media of the people all together, and he's there, and I was like, yes,
that's
my
boy.
Back in Bragger's Corner again.
There we go.
Yeah,
there we go.
So Liane, what are you grateful for this week?
Well, number one, I am coming in with gratitude to Liam because we got back on Sunday morning. We were delayed. Our flight wasn't meant to be till 10 to 11 at night. So we were due to get back into the UK, I think, an hour ahead. Were we meant to get in about midnight, 1 o'clock? I can't remember. Something around that. There was delays coming back, so we didn't get home till 4 in the morning, and we wanted to get up and go and pick up the doggy because he was staying with my dad, who gratitude to my dad as well actually for looking after the dog for us for a week, but I wanted to get up and go and get him in the morning because I missed him. But when I got back, Liam was like, I've unpacked everything. He'd put everything away. So he'd had all the laundry separated. He had like piles of whites, things that could go in the tumble dryer, things that needed some stain removal from like, for some reason, every day he was like, all of his clothes were stained. I was like, what on earth are you doing? Who knows? But he had everything segregated into piles, and then he'd unpacked my case as well, put all of the stuff away, and the cases were like ready to go back up the loft and everything like that. So massive gratitude to Liam because I don't enjoy unpacking. I want no part of any of that. So grateful to Liam for doing that. Number 2, I'm going to come in with gratitude for Jenny Cook, who I think I might have talked about this on either last week or the week before's episode. I can't quite remember where we are because I'm all over kerfuffle with being away. I don't know what day it is. I don't know what we talked about last time. It was 2 weeks ago. Who knows?
Yeah.
But Jenny Cook came around and she made a delightful lasagna, and there was 2 pieces of lasagna left, and I froze the lasagna, and
Smart move.
and we are recording on a Tuesday evening here, and
It's
I thought,
Monday.
oh, is it? Oh, it's this. Oh, heck. Well, I'm wishing my life away. It's because, dear me, how it's been a long day.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long
she's
day.
2 days into the working week.
I'm not 2 days into the working week.
Oh,
I am
sorry,
one day.
honey.
Oh, you
Sorry.
pissed on me cornflakes. Anyway, it's Monday evening. I was like, and we're recording on a Monday evening. We don't normally record on a
No.
Monday evening. I thought, what will I have for my tea? I haven't done any shopping really since coming back from our holidays. And I thought, oh, I've got a lasagna in the freezer. So I've taken that lasagna out of the freezer. I'm having that for my tea. So thank you to Jenny Cook. It was delicious the first time round. I'm sure it'll be delicious the second time round.
Oh, I think it'll be even better.
I know.
Because I think when things
Lasagna's always better.
yeah, when it's been in the freezer, it's absorbed all the flavours. Oh, it's going to be even
I know.
better.
I'm excited for it. So
Yeah,
gratitude to Jenny Cook
Yeah.
for making the lasagna and leaving the leftover lasagna for me. And then final gratitude is Liam's making a big appearance today because he has stepped up. He's decided. Well, he came in with an offer of support, because before we went on holiday, life was very busy. I was like, oh my God, we've got lots going on, just very busy overall. And we record 2 podcasts a week. Then we've got the editing of the podcast. We've got the socials to maintain. There's a lot going on. And Liam's like, you've got a lot on your plate. And he was like, I want to help. What can I do to help? And he said, I'm going to come in and edit the podcast. So we're introducing producer Liam.
Yeah.
So he's coming in with his new role. He's got a new title, Limitless Liam.
Yeah.
Limitless Liam is coming in as producer Limitless Liam, and he is going to take over the editing of the podcast. So it's only going to get better from here. We might have some seamless editing.
I mean, yeah, we even did a little outtake here. That we might get some outtakes and things in. We might set them a challenge of saying we do normally just seamlessly record all the way through.
We do,
but occasionally there might be if Hank barks or one of us has a cough, but it doesn't happen very often.
No.
Or we have a little laughing fit, because that has happened before.
Like today, earlier in this episode.
Yeah, earlier today. Yeah, we'll like get them outtakes in. We're gonna challenge him.
So
I think he's gonna smash it.
Limitless Liam is going to become producer Liam.
And because he is on our watch, he is going to be limitless.
Limitless Liam, yes.
That is where he's going to be.
He is part of the crew, so we are grateful. He hasn't started.
I'm grateful as well, so I'm coming in with a double bubble gratitude there for producer Liam.
So he officially takes up his post today. So after this episode, he is going to be coming in and he's going to undertake the editing of this episode. He's got his work cut out because at the beginning we're a bit chaotic at the beginning. So he's got his work cut out for him. So we'll see how that fares. But I have every faith and belief in producer Liam, Limitless Liam. So gratitude to Liam for stepping up. First of all, just seeing that I was really busy, wanting to see how and you've been really busy as well. Like, how can he take something off our plates? How can he help? How can he add value? So gratitude for him for that.
Yeah, so much love, because he's driving off us.
Yes,
and it's
he
like,
is.
yes, we want you to come on. Be in our hive, Liam. Come and join us.
Join the hive, Liam. So what about you? What are you grateful for?
Yes, so I'm going to come in with number 1 for manifest. The whole experience, the speakers, the connection, the people that I spoke to, the workshops that I attended, to Matt from Canny Crystals, who had arranged this, for Francesca Amber, who said, yes, we're coming on our podcast, The Rise and Hive. So very excited for that happening sometime in the near future. Thank you, Fran. So just the whole thing was just absolutely fabulous. So I'm going to come in with number 2 to you and Liam.
Oh.
Because while you're on holiday, I got some delightful daily podcasts. I got videos. I got a phone call.
Oh, yes.
when the moon was beautiful. Like, we had to just ring it. I was doing some pottery in the garden. I've been sweeping up the drive. I've been doing a bit weeding. It was a beautiful night. And I was like, suddenly I was listening to a podcast and I was suddenly like, oh, Liane's ringing me. You came in to show me the moon. She looked fantastic.
She did. That was Liam's idea as well. Liam clocked the moon and was like, "Oh, there's Venus there," and he'd remembered from one of your podcasts, daily podcasts previously, that you said about. Oh, it might have been on our actual podcast. It might have been on this podcast. I can't remember where we came, but you talked about Venus and they were having a kiss, a celestial kiss. Liam remembered this. Liam remembers nothing, remembered this, clocked the moon and was like, "This is the Venus thing. We need to ring Melissa." And I'm like, "What are you even talking about?"
So yes, I was very grateful for that. Loved when you were out. Loved Liam was getting in on the daily podcast.
Oh yes,
I was getting a duo. It was amazing.
You were getting double bubble.
And then Liane, you've bought us a gift.
We have. It's on the windowsill.
They've bought us a gift. So there we go. So I've got a crystal. You bought a crystal. Liam's got a crystal.
Liam's got 3.
Liam's got 3. Liam's got 3. And I loved that I could come in. I was grateful that I could come in and be given the little tips and tricks. So there we go. So thank you. And I'm going to come in with number 3, my body. Because as we all know, I sprained my ankle. I think 7 weeks ago, was it? 7 weeks ago. I've had some physio now. It's like, your foot is strong. So I was like, yes, I've then basically given me permission to get back to everything that I love, so here for it. But I only went and did a 10K yesterday, and it's to thank my body for how fabulous it is. I'm not going to say the run was amazing, because it wasn't. It was hard work. It was warm. It was clammy. I had not prepared my body, fueled my body correctly with the correct water or food, but it was the little reminder. You need to do them things, Melissa, when you're going to go out and, do a 10K run. So, yes, but gratitude. We got under the hour.
That is very impressive.
Best friend Sarah was there. She was supporting me and cheering me along. Normally running is mine where I am. And she's like, "Oh, come on, we've got this. We've got it." And we did it. So thank you to Sarah for being my running buddy on the 10K. And then to our dad, who then also did me a Sunday lunch.
Oh, get in.
So I'm like, so much gratitude in all of that there. All of it. So yes.
Yeah.
And there we go. Producer Liam is going to have, we've come for a bonanza here. We're at nearly an hour.
Oh, blimey. Well, producer Liam, get to work.
Yeah.
Well, that concludes another episode of the Rise and Hive podcast.
Yeah.
Do follow along and join us on our journey. If you're not following us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, click that like and follow button. I don't know what the button's called. I think it's follow.
Follow.
Click
Yes.
that button.
Yes.
Click that button. If
Please
you're not
do.
following us on our socials at the Rise and Hive podcast on Instagram, do get in amongst us. Reach out, send us a voice note, send us a message, comment on our socials. We love to hear from you.
We do.
And you can always also email us as well. But tell your friends, tell your colleagues, get involved, join the conversation, join our hive.
And just have a fabulous week.
And we're sending you
Lots of love.
It's the Rise and Hive podcast with Liane and Melissa. It's